a glove grab that is.
That's his grade 6. Outstanding reach. Doesn't take a penalty. Denies a high-quality scoring chance.
Somehow or other, it was stopped at the post. What an artistic save. What a save! Holy jumping! He hasn't scored this year. Look at him. I got it. No problem.
There. It's suave, it's creamy, and it's nasty.
This is insane. There's not a hockey school in the world that you can go to and learn how to do what Pavel Datsyuk just did.
Crosby is far more determined to create something here. When he gets his mind set on something offensively, he's going to do it. Wow, was that going to be spectacular had Grabowski knocked it in. What an attempt.
Oh, my God. You have the Leaf bench beside you shaking their head.
Seen such finesse. Holy jumping dog. He had his stick between his legs when he got this to the far side. This is incredible. What a maneuver. Oh, baby. My goodness gracious. Holy moly. Nyquist brings it in. Crosses over. All alone. I mean, that is just a thing of beauty. My gosh, what a goal. What a goal.
That is something else. That's highlight of the night right there on TSN. Oh my goodness gracious, that's all world.
You can't turn someone inside out like that, and then even from the goal line.
Quickly, then look at that shot right up.
And then it's an absolutely perfect shot. That ended up right where the crossbar and the post come together. And what about the sauce on this pass? Can't get out with it. Follow up from Markov. Very careful trying to play it a second time. Can't do it. They're slipping. Oh, what a hit by Wilson on Shed, propelled him into the boards. Ouch.
SAAHL. So, getting into the action here. The boys have taken the ice. Warm-ups are already underway. Looks like we're going to have probably our lineups announced shortly, followed by some O Canada, and then we're going to get down to playing some hockey. Kevin, thanks for joining me today.
Oh, thanks for having me. Nice to be here in Saskatoon as always.
So we're going to let the boys get the lineup started and the O Canada, and then we'll get back onto the commentary.
Okay, everyone, as we look at our starting lineup here, we have Josh Henry net, number 7 Dane Henry on defense, number 6 Jordy Abramitz on defense, followed by number 9 Braden Regier, number 10 Will Witter, and number 17 Kellen Simmons.
For the home team today, Saskatoon Generals, we're already underway here, but we're going to just give you a quick update on the starting lineups. For the Generals today, number 2 on defense, Brady Pratt. Number 20 on defense, Beck Humber. Number 6 on forward, Cade Hind. Number 5, Raiden Zacharias, also on forward. And number 16, Mason Karakachuk, playing net today for your Generals. Number 31, Ava Drabeck.
And just to give everyone a bit of an update here, as with other teams and other situations that are affected with the COVID situation, Prince Albert has several players. We're down 4 players because of restrictions with 1 injury, that being to Luke Bourdon and Ashton Tate, followed by Eric Ward, Van Taylor, and our starting goalie, Jaden Krause.
I think it was accidental, but it looks like we've got Tanner Cleasy going to the box for a hook. I think the stick got stuck in there, and he gave a little pull. He tried to drop his stick, but nevertheless, he's going to the send bin for 2 minutes.
Kind of reminds me of his old man back in the day.
Oh, well, we're getting started here. Just to set the table for you guys a little bit, some of the interesting facts about the Generals team. This year we've got 14 players of the 2006 birth year, which are all going to be draft eligible players, 3 2007 born players, and of those players, 8 are returning AA players that have got some experience in this league from last year. The call, 17-19 left in the first period. Only a couple of shots registered by the Pirates. No shots registered on the board at this point for the Generals. Not surprising, being that they're playing shorthanded at this point. And 48 seconds remains in the penalty to Cleasy. A great opportunity there by the Pirates. David Drabeck standing tall in net. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey here. I believe they got at least a couple of shots on her in that on that power play, but couldn't quite get it home.
We're seeing lots of good end-to-end action here. The Pirates, with a shortened bench, seem to have a lot of life to them at this point. So hopefully they can kind of thrive off a little bit of adversity and adrenaline here and kind of make something of it as we start the game.
Yeah, I would agree at 100%. Awful close to too many men there. I'm not sure if you guys caught that on the I guess the live stream or not, but we had Logan Pickford jump on the ice kind of at a inopportune time as the puck was being iced. Almost went down for a penalty kill once again, but didn't quite touch it. So we remain 5-5 hockey.
Nice to see the good energy shown by both teams here. The players look like they're pretty motivated, and Saskatoon's playing well, and looks like we're in for an entertaining game here this afternoon. The boys are working hard on both sides of the puck here. That was a nice shot there from Tanner Khaleesi there, coming hard off the wing, off driving along the boards there. Came good save by Josh Henry in net there. Play there by number 10 Will Witter, an 07 from the Pirates. Really nice play, driving his lane well. Good puck management. Nice toe drag to go through the legs.
He certainly never gave up on that play. He had a lot of guys challenging him, but got all the way through, all the way to the net, and created a scoring chance.
Absolutely, and the young girl there, RJ. I'm not familiar with her last name, or Ava. Ava Drabeck. Yeah, that was a nice save by her.
Yeah, she plays a lot bigger than she really is, that's for sure. Good goalie.
Big heavy hit there in the corner by Raiden Zacharias. Raiden's a pretty big intensive power forward. He's using, seems to know how to use his body well. We're down to 13:28 of the first period here. Shots are 4-3 for the Gens. Or actually for the Pirates, I should correct me there. Looks like the boys are really doing well. Nash Triniski working down low. Puck gets turned over. Seth Arson on the pinch. Back to Mason Karakachuk over the blue. Loses the handle on the puck. Puts the front of the net. Good play. Triniski back on the puck. Moving up the boards.
Well, from back behind the net, Kate Hine was able to dig out that puck, get it out to Raiden Zacharias, which made no mistake on the front door. Josh Henry had really no chance there. He was already down looking for the last rebound that had gotten away from him, but we go 1-0 there, Generals.
Yeah, and to add to that, I thought Josh actually had good position on that. He was a little deep in his net, but that's a goal scorer goal right there. Raiden just threaded that to the top corner, and those kind of players just seem to find the open net no matter where it is. Generals got caught there, too many men on that line change, and a little bit too aggressive coming off the box there, but that tends to happen to every team every now and again for sure.
Yeah, I'll give Stripes a credit on that one. They certainly saw that one. They didn't miss that at all.
So Pirates go to the power play with 10:44 here remain in the first period. We'll see if they can capitalize on this.
Deflected up and out of the area of play. And we got number 3, Drew Walters, serving the bench minor penalty. Minute 53 remains in that penalty, and puck comes outside. Great forecheck there, actually by a defenseman, just the way the puck pounced out there. Number 7, Rowan Guest, was able to get up there and get a shot on net, which was deflected away. Never did really get through, but nevertheless, great effort and attempt by a D-man, short-handed.
So 8:40 here left in the first period. Gens are back pressing. Pirates weren't able to capitalize on that power play, so we'll see what the Gens, if they take over the period here right now. Well, the Pirates broke out of their end there. Nelson fed it over to Otterson, went wide, nice shot, good save by the goalie, the Gens goalie.
A couple of games happening earlier today, just for the other sake of the other fans. Northwest Stars went down to the Bandits 6-2, and the Northeast Wolfpack was victorious over the Humboldt Broncos 11-3.
Josh Henry has really settled in well here. He's got his angles down. He seems to be coming out of net a little more and making some nice saves here. It's nice to see him step up. I know he was quite nervous for that first game.
Well, I couldn't agree more. That last rush by number 15, Sam Wardell with the Generals. He came in on the far left side of the ice, the goalie's right side. We had a great look at it right from where we are here, and there was room on that glove side inside the post, and great glove. Played the position well and held another one out of the net.
Well, the one nice thing, and you don't always want to, look at a goalie size specifically, but Josh I believe he's 5'11", I believe, and he's a 2007. He's sort of unpolished still at his age, but he's definitely coming into his own for sure. I think the Generals have really stepped up their offensive zone pressure there. We're sitting at 5:56 left in the first, and shots are 10-5, but I believe the last 3 shots came in the last shift here alone. Burn there with a nice offensive move, but just lost the handle on that puck. Now Tanner Cleats comes out. Oh, shoots wide. Great effort, though, on both sides here.
Yeah, I bet he's going to want that one back. Nice feed up the boards as he was taken off. Feed from Logan Pickford. Tanner split the defense and really, I guess, got the hands like the old man. He just can't really seem to find the net. Well, puck up over the boards for a stoppage in play. We sit here at 4:27 left in the first period. Generals lead 1-0. Also leading the shot clock 12-5.
As expected with 11 skaters from what I see this last, the last part of these periods at 6 to sort of 6 minutes plus part, maybe 8 minutes. Once those legs start to get a little bit tired there, it seems to be this is where the Pirates could really be in trouble.
Well, you know what? I don't know if I disagree, but I'm going to tell you one thing that I think of. When you go down that many players due to whatever reason, injury or whatnot, the thing about it is it really gives a lot of other players that are there an opportunity to really step up and get some really valuable experience. So win or lose, I mean, these players are going to be somebody to certainly contend with later into the year.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree. And that was sort of the message from Coach Rod Dahlman and Coach Gordon was this is an opportunity especially for the 07s, because Prince Albert has roughly, I believe there's 7 or 8 07, so roughly half the team is actually first years. I mean, so this does nothing but help the depth of the team itself, right? So I completely agree with that. And kids being kids, and they all want to win, but at the end of the day, they when they get tired, they you can just see when the little habits, the mistakes happen out there. But it's certainly the effort. I really like the effort that I'm seeing from both sides, especially from PA. They're maintaining still, and we're staying out of the penalty box, which is very important.
Which, Kevin, I wrote down some stats from the last game regarding penalties, and I'd like to say that the Generals were staying out of the box as well, but like last game, we took 8 penalties to Prince Albert's 2, and we seem to be on a bit of a trend here. Like we've already got a couple in the box here, and the PA has got none. Something that the Gens are going to have to certainly figure out how to stay out of the box.
Yeah, I find at this age, the U15, previously known as SAS Bantam AA, I find the emotions of these kids really dictate a lot of how they handle the games, right? And and a lot of it is their immaturity, and once they sort of learn that part, how to channel their aggression in the right ways, that's usually half of what it is.
I'm not exactly sure how we got that pass across there, but that was threading the needle. Great pass, great opportunity, but just couldn't quite bury the puck there.
Yeah, that was a great play, and that was another nice save by Josh. I have to say, so far, I'm really impressed with Josh Henry's compete in this game. He's hanging in there, and he seems settled in. He actually, dare I say, looks comfortable in net right now. And as we look at this, there's a minute 54 left here in the first period. Shots are 15-5. So PA's hoping to weather the storm here going into the period and sort of recharge the batteries.
Well, you know what? Anybody that's only got 1 goal on 15 shots, I mean, my little guy's a goalie. And I mean, if we just do the math on it, I mean, that's a pretty good save percentage at this point. So, I mean, I got to really tip my hat to Josh Henry.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely holding us in there for sure.
We say that, I wouldn't really, I'm not sure that's really a fault of his, other than, it was right on his doorstep, a lot of pucks bouncing around, and sort of just bounced up over the top of him, and I guess we're sitting at 2-0 Generals.
Yeah, when situations like this happen, and you got a team buried in their D zone like that, good luck, and good things happen to teams that put that kind of effort in, and that's what you're seeing here from the Gens. When the bounces start going in the right directions, and I mean that's a testament to how they're playing also.
Saskatoon's second goal scored by number 23, Logan Pickford. Assist to number 16, Mason Kratchuk. And number 6, Cade Hine. That's 23. Pickford from Hine and Kratchuk. Time to goal 18-20.
And there's an example. Like, you look at the Generals, Logan Pickford. I believe he had 2 goals, 1 assist last game, and he's always aggressive to the net. That young man, and he wants that puck in the net, and even a bad bounce against the Pirates ends up being a good bounce for Logan as a puck bounce over Josh into the net. So, sort of adds to what I believe that good effort follows good results. So, Pierre, as we saw there, Dane Henry made the rush in on defense. Defensive player made a nice play. Came around, they still got the shot off, but it's nice to see PA push back here at the end of the period.
Just another reminder, if you're looking for the roster for today's game or today's game program, you can see that at our Twitter page, the Generals Twitter page, at Generals SAAHL.
Brain Rieger, he made a nice breakaway there, and the Saskatoon goalie made a nice stop.
Well, a dangerous shot right near the buzzer there, but we still sit at 2-0 at the end of the first period. Shots 16 for the Generals, 7 for the Prince Albert Pirates.
Yeah, and on that note, I'm pretty happy with the Pirates' effort so far, and hopefully they go into the room and try to get Richard back.
In advertising during an upcoming live stream or even sponsoring a game in its entirety, please reach out to a team manager or to Saskatoon Audiovisual directly. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back at the drop of the puck for the second period.
As the Zamboni here is just finishing, we're about to enter the second period. Just to give folks a couple out-of-town scores here. Out in Warman, Wildcats in Sask 15 over West Central 7-2. Saskatoon Bandits, as Jeff had said earlier, they defeated the Northeast Stars 6-2. And in Sask U18 AAA, we had the Prince Albert Mintos over the Saskatoon Blazers 6-3. Moose Jaw Warriors over the Swift Current Legionnaires 4-2. The Regina Pat Canadians over the Notre Dame Hounds 4-1. And it looks like the Bears, Estevan Bears, are leading Yorkton 4-2. And later tonight in the evening game, we have the Balfour AAA Stars versus the Saskatoon Contacts at SaskTel Center at 7 p.m. Just to give everyone a few updates on the out-of-town scores.
The Zamboni gate's closing. We're just getting ready to start the second period here. Something I should mention, you know, a lot of the guys out there are wondering how all of these small mini leagues work due to COVID and whatnot. Now, generally speaking, there are, you know, on a normal year, 22 teams in the Bantam AA or U15 AA league in Saskatchewan, divided evenly with 11 in the north, 11 in the south. This year we've got 11 in the north and 12 in the south, where one of the Notre Dame teams that usually travels has stayed, and each of the north and the south areas are divided in half to keep the, I guess, the bubbles quite small. In saying that, this is our second time with these two teams playing of 4 consecutive games. So we're gonna see these two teams go and do battle again next weekend as well. Next game is next Friday, November 20th at 8 p.m. back in Prince Albert.
Yes, it looks like the parents will all either be buying each other coffee or meeting out in the parking lot by the end of these 4 games. General's applying a little bit of early pressure in the second period with 18:47 left here. They got some good ozone time. They're working it down low in the cycle, and you know, I'm really impressed with the program that Scott Owen runs. Scott's been coaching in this league for many years, as is Rod Dahlman from Prince Albert. But Fantastic goal there. That was a beautiful transitional play in for a 2-on-0 on the goalie, and Josh was kind of left hung with the dry bit there.
Yeah, poor goalie on that one. I mean, nice little tic-tac-toe. Great heads up on both those players to know that they were there. They recognized one another, and yeah, that's tough. That's tough for Josh Henry on that one.
Saskatoon Generals third goal for number 23, Logan Pickford. Assist by number 16, Mason Kratchuk, and number 2, Brady Kraft. That's Pickford from Kratchuk and Kraft. Time of the goal.
General's third goal, scored by number 23, Logan Pickford, assisted by number 16, Mason Karakachuk, and number 3, Drew Walters.
Well, once again, I'm really not surprised watching the way Logan plays. As you can probably guess by the way my commentary is, I'm a huge Logan fan. I always appreciate a player that uses his strength, and Logan uses his speed and his puck movement and his tenacity to his key elements of his game. And you definitely see what Logan brings to the table. I'm definitely impressed with what I see with that young man.
Logan was a general last year. My kid was also on the generals as well. And one thing that I noticed playing with Logan last year, and again this year, is that there's certainly no give up in that guy.
Well, and that's where a lot of these kids, where that's one thing parents can help do, is try and instill that in these young kids, and try to that never die, never quit effort. I mean, it's sort of a cliche. Great pressure by the Pirates there, but it's sort of a cliche that people will talk about, but you definitely notice it when you see it on the ice for sure. About 6 here left in the second, and Pirates are really starting to think more offensively, and they're sending their D-men up a lot more. And it's I think in a situation like this where you're down 3-0, that's a good strategy. And there we go.
That was a great shot. I'm not sure. I think it was number 17, Keelan Simmons.
Yeah.
Little turnover there deep in the end, and got a great shot just up over the shoulder on that blocker side of Ava Drabek.
Well,
great shot.
Yeah, looking at Kellen there, he's one of the first years that have stepped up this year, and that kid is definitely he brings a lot to the table. He's sort of a younger version of Pickford, that kind of style, or a lot of like my older son Matthew Henry. He's definitely a player like that.
At home, just a score clock update. 3-1 Generals, 15:46 left in the second period. Shots are 18-10 for the Generals. Looks like the Gens are going back to the sin bin for 2 minutes or less. We've got number 20, Beck Humber, Still waiting to see on exactly what the call was for.
I believe it was boarding. I believe, I could be wrong, interference or boarding, but I think it was boarding. And Beck sort of the problem there with that kind of call against a player like Beck is when you see the degree, the variations of sizes with some of these players, Beck sort of unfairly gets maybe penalized a little more than most players just simply because of his size.
Yeah, Beck certainly is. He's a good-sized guy. Like coming in at 6'4", 185. That's a big 14-year-old boy.
Absolutely. Oh, Nelson hits the post there. Prince Albert's actually got a little bit of life here, and that goal kind of possibly woke them up. Oh, Nelson with the feed across to Dane Henry, and the wraparound failed, but nice play though. Prince Albert definitely put some shots on net here. They're up to 12 shots. They've closed that gap quite a bit here, and almost look like a bit of a different team this period.
Well, they're certainly taking advantage of this power play.
And Prince Albert
just there it is.
Gets a second goal from Owen Nelson.
Yeah, we're sitting at 3-2, 14:01 left in the second. I think they probably registered a good 4 or 5 shots on that power play alone before that goal.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely had some sustained pressure there. I didn't pick up on the assist, but we should hear shortly. But that was Owen Nelson with the goal.
Second goal, number 18, Owen Nelson, unassisted, coming to goal, 6:59, that's 18. No, Owen Nelson, unassisted.
So just as I suspected, Owen Nelson was credited that unassisted as is off a turnover from the Generals. .1347 here. Prince Albert has definitely come to life, and we'll see if the Generals here answer the call, which I'm sure they definitely will. So it should be an interesting last half of the period here. Continuing an aggressive forecheck now.
Yeah, it's nice to see, me being a Generals fan, that they maybe are going to have a little bit of spark left. I would say the last probably 4 or 5 minutes of the game here, especially throughout that last PA power play, the momentum is on the PA side at this point.
Yeah, it certainly appears to be that way. Prince Albert kind of woke up to life there on that first goal, and they seem to be sort of being definitely more aggressive. I mean, whether it's emotions, adrenaline, whatever, but it seems to be working at this point, and they seem to be trying to get back to their system style of hockey. And as we see Prince Albert starting to press the Generals, there's a little bit of frustration happening on the Generals' part. The game's a little closer, and I think they anticipated, not because they think they would win the game necessarily, but just because with the depleted lineup, it looks like the Generals are a little bit on their heels here. But we'll see how they answer back here with their penalty kill.
General's penalty to number 14, Tanner Cleasy, 2 minutes for charging.
We believe the aggression is attributed to Miss Glenda Cleasy, who's in attendance here tonight. And Prince Albert, who had only had 7 shots in the first period, shots around 19-18 with 11:04 left, 56 seconds left in this power play. So Prince Albert's definitely stepped up their game in this period and definitely creating a lot of scoring opportunities off a very aggressive forecheck.
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing. You took the words out of my mouth, and I mean, one of the big things for the Generals, I mean, they just got to stay the hell out of the penalty box. These power plays are generating 3 and 4 shots or goals, or a goal, I should say, on these power plays. So that's up to the Generals to stay out of the box.
Well, the Generals, there's a lot of talent on that bench, and they're well coached. It's more a case of, it happens in game when players get frustrated and they get amped up, so to speak, and they do things that out of emotion versus thinking about it, and that that tends to be very common almost at every age group.
Well, 10-11 left in the second period. 3-2 Generals. 3 seconds remains on the penalty to Tanner Cleasy, so we're going to go back to 5-on-5 hockey in just a few seconds after the puck drop here. Shots almost a dead heat at this point at 19-18 for Generals, so this game has changed around a lot since the end of the first period, shot-wise.
covers pressing into the O-zone. Dane Henry going over the net, and with second period line changes, the teams are a little more susceptible to forwards coming out inside the blue line, so that tends to happen for sure. So as the Generals ice it, there's 9:09 left in the second period here. Score still 3-2 for Saskatoon Generals over the Prince Albert Pirates. Shots are 19-18. Just want to take this time to thank Venice House and Prince Albert, Venice House Restaurant, for their support for the Prince Albert Pirates. Also want to thank the parents from Prince Albert for all the additional effort that they've put forth this season. You know, as I alluded to before with the COVID situation. Pressure. Once again, Pickford comes in off the rush, creates some ozone time, creates multiple opportunities around the net for various general players, Krakachuk and a few others. And Josh Henry holds the fort there and makes a timely save. Great save by young Avery. How do you say your name?
Ava?
Sorry,
Ava Drabeck, yeah.
Very, very, very impressed with that young lady's play today.
I believe we've got a hooking call going against PA. Number 6.
Jordy Abramitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't happen. I was following the play. I believe it happened a little bit. I believe it happened in the neutral zone as he was trying to hold up one of the wingers going in. But, yeah, you definitely got to keep those feet moving or those penalties happen.
Well, over halfway through the game at this point, we're going to get a chance to see what the Generals' power play can do.
Nice battle down low there between Dane Henry and Mason Krakachuk. Krakachuk really nice heads-up play, feeding that puck around.
Pick number 10, Will Witter, right at neutral ice, right at almost center ice. Great pickoff and generated a scoring opportunity in his own. Short-handed, I might add.
Yeah, Will definitely, he read that play just right and had the time, his stick time just right on that one. Will's another one of our 2007 players that definitely makes this team exciting with the wealth of the depth of the 07 group in Prince Albert.
Well, 6:33 left in the second. 46 seconds left in the penalty to Jordan Abramitz. And let's see what the Generals can do for the last 46 seconds here.
Oh, off the post by young Jonah Marshall. Oh, Nelson taking a puck off the foot from Raiden Zacharias. Those stingers are definitely enough to drive you through the deep end for sure. And as the Pirates kill the penalty off, Owen Nelson is getting to the bench there for a much needed change. Great setup play. A nice transition there. The D-man fed it over to Pickford, who broke in. 2-on-1, went across to Beck Humber. Great goal, great hockey play.
Yeah, great heads up by the D-man there, Beck Humber, to jump into the play when there was an opportunity, and he's rewarded for it.
Well, in my opinion, watching players over the years, a golden rule should always be for a player that if you're not skiing at your fastest at all times, you're missing an effort. NPA answers right back with a good offensive chance, but a great save.
Fourth goal, scoring number 20, Beck Humber. Assist number 23, Logan Pickford. Number 5, Raiden Zacharias. That's Humber, Pickford, Zacharias.
General's fourth goal scored by Beck Humber, assisted by Logan Pickford and Raiden Zacharias.
As the Generals put themselves offside, Prince Albert had a little malfunction at the junction there. Henry and Simmons get caught up in each other's feet, and the puck almost creates a turnover for the Generals, but Josh Henry stops the play with a timely save.
Yeah, smart play by Henry there. He recognized that things got a little bit, as you said, a little malfunction at the junction, and he settled the puck down for a face-off. And as we speak, Generals put another one in the back of the net.
Well, and sort of like last game, I sort of sense that you almost can see, and this is the danger of the end of the periods for Prince Albert with that short bench, is you can see where the determination's there, but the effort level starts to subside with fatigue, and you can see that the ice is starting to tip towards PA. So hopefully they can calm the storm here and get regrouped. Because Saskatoon has a very, very potent offense. They got at least 3 or 4, maybe 6 players that can definitely put the puck in the net at any point in a game.
Saskatoon Generals' fifth goal, scoring number 16, 4, Tyler Carrico. Number 6, Cade Hine, tying goal, 15-30.
General's fifth goal was scored by number 16, Mason Karakachuk, assisted by number 4, Tyler Tarachow. And you know what? I missed the third one. There was another one, wasn't there?
The third assist?
Yeah. Anyways, I'll get that for you if I can.
Well, with 3:26 left here, shots are 25-21 for the Generals. Scores 5-2 for the Generals.
Well, it looks like we've got Logan Pickford going to the box. I believe it was maybe kind of an incidental thing, but I think he's calling head contact, yeah?
Yeah, looks like they, him and Logan Pickford and Tyrell Fliddell got mixed up in the corner, and they kind of shoved at each other, and it was kind of a little bit reactionary by Logan. He's an aggressive player and not necessarily anything too dangerous, but nonetheless.
Oh, lots happening in front of the.
Here we go. Got some
net.
aggressive play out in front of the net.
Saskatoon Generals coming number 23, Logan Pickford, 2 minutes, head contact. Time of the penalty, 17-18. Pickford, head contact, 17-18.
Well, 2:14 left in the second. 5-2 Generals, and a minute 52 remains in the Prince Albert power play. And we got a flippin' zebra down. We're good.
So a minute remaining in the second period here, and it looks like Prince Albert's giving up and Prince Albert just gave up a short-handed goal.
I mean, I see exactly why the goalie took that chance, but Zacharias, he's got good hands. He was able to pull that puck through and find the empty net.
Yeah, and that's a little bit, that shows you a little bit of, maybe a little bit of the immaturity, emotional immaturity at times with these younger players, as they have a tendency to do just knee-jerk reactions. So as we see with that goal, with some of the first-year players, you tend to see a little bit of immaturity at times, and he sees the puck coming, and maybe it could be a byproduct of seeing the speed of the game he played last year versus this year, and trying to help his team out any way he can, right? And you got to understand who's coming down the ice on you. Zach Rice is not the player you should probably do that with, but that's all part of the learning curve for these kids.
Yeah, Generals are going into the sin bin once again. 6 seconds left and remaining in the second. I think it was probably accidental by the looks of that. Looks like Jonah Marshall was chasing the guy down just in behind the net, working his way into the corner. Got stick kind of tied up in the skates, and he's gonna take a rest for 2 minutes for tripping. Well, in the last couple of seconds there, on that power play, the PA Pirates were able to win that draw nice and cleanly, able to get a shot away. not rewarded for it. So at the end of 2, we sit here at your Saskatoon Generals score a 6, the PA Pirates score a 2, and the shots on goal very, very close at 26-24. We're going to start the third period with the Generals shorthanded and a Prince Albert power play.
Well, sort of to build on that part too, the score being 3-2 for a while, and I kind of felt that Prince Albert had that emotional sort of lift. And looking back on the period and with that short bench and couple goals, things slid for them at the end of the period here. But really happy with both teams' effort here, and Prince Albert has definitely had its opportunities. They're particularly impressed with their power play. The power play has actually been quite impressive, except we gave the shorthanded goal, but that was more a missed timing, bad bounce versus anything not controlling the O-zone or anything like that. And when you're thinking about offensive zone time, especially with power play, one of the key things we're doing with our power play is we're winning the draws. And I know coaches preach that, and they preach it all to every young centerman out there or any forward. You got to win those draws. The minute you don't win that draw, you're chasing that puck for the next 10, 20 seconds, and that could be the difference in a game, especially in a tight game when it's 1 or 2 goals.
Yeah, I would agree with a lot of that. One of the things that I would have to say, me being once again a Generals fan, maybe it doesn't show it on the scoreboard, but I would have to say that a good part of that second period was in the favor of the PA Pirates. I mean, I saw some really good things happening for PA in that period. Had me nervous, like I say, as being a Generals fan, but especially with the shots being as close as they are. I mean, I guess a lot of that comes down to things like, the quality of scoring chances and where those shots are coming from as well. But, there was a lot of action down in front of Ava Drabek. She's playing well. She's able to, especially with some of those in-tight battles where there is body upon body and the puck is 3 feet in front of you or closer and you just can't seem to get to it. But, she's really good at finding those pucks and then getting it stopped.
Oh, absolutely. Ava's been spot on with her position. I like the way she tracks her pucks. She's short in stature, but she comes out enough in her blue paint that she takes away those angles, and it's hard for the shooters to see up top. She had the one goal that Kellen Simmons scored on her up top, but that was just a goal scorer goal, as we've seen with some of the Generals players. And you're right. I think Prince Albert is the score might be 6-2, but they definitely have a lot of positives out of that period. The only thing that I had alluded to it before is that you get in that last 5-6 minutes of a period, and that sort of tends to be where the wheels kind of come off the bus, and the fatigue sets in, and they start making mental mistakes. And against a team of the Generals with that kind of firepower and a short bench going against them, you look at the Generals lineup, you look at Pickford, Zacharias, you add in Karakachuk, you add in Cleasy, you add in a couple of those top-end demon. I really like young Jonah Marshall back there, Beck Humber. I mean, you got 5 or 6 legitimate scoring threats on that team that can work with any first-year player and put a puck in the net. So I know hats off to both teams. I really enjoy watching these young men play, and I call them men at this point, and pardon to do that to young Ava there, but you see that it's nice to see them mature when they get to this level, and you see that separation and maturity happen, and that's where the development really comes in, and as they enter their WHL draft, next June, and we'll see how that all pans out with this situation with COVID. But that's usually a big determinant is which kids mature at the right time, and what a lot of people need to try to realize too is a draft is a first step. I mean, every WHL junior A team is always looking for that kid as a 16-year-old, even sometimes 17-year-olds, depending how far they come. It's easy to root for kids who are step up and mature their game, and they start to understand what they need to do in that ice more, and they add the skill level to that. It's very exciting to see. I really enjoy seeing that. But it's a nice game this afternoon, and the play's been good, fast, back and forth. We'll see what the Pirates have for gas in the third, but yeah, I look forward to third, and the shots are very even, 26-24. Young Josh Henry there, he's kind of getting the bit of the brunt of it at the end of the period there, but to be fair to him, he's definitely worked hard. That 6 goals on 20 shots is not. It's still a solid effort for the young fella, and I'm really impressed with that young lady, Ava. She's very, very solid there, and that's going to be one of the general strengths going into as the season progresses, and if depending on how they do a playoff scenario, if they can do a playoff scenario, you look at this Generals team, and like they're strong in all the right areas. Definitely strong in goaltending between Riley, Deck, and Ava. And you look at their defense, good solid D-men. They're nice coachable kids, very well coached team. That's a solid playoff team for sure.
Yeah, it's got to be quite the thing. I'm sitting listening to you, and you get me thinking about a lot of different things. And before we went on air here, one of the things that you and I talked about was how quickly these kids develop, and you've got the Facebook memories and whatnot that we were talking about earlier, where your kid and my kid played together on a team. I think it was 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Yep.
Which really doesn't seem like that long ago, but when you look at these little pictures, it's like, man, these are tiny little guys, and how things have changed. And for me, further to that, on a year where things are so uncertain and so much different in and around all the COVID requirements and the amount of spectators you're allowed, and how would you like to be a scout this year and to try to really get out to see what you need to see, because like you said earlier, the amount of development between a kid that's 13, 14 till the time they're 16 or 17 is massive, and if you're a scout and you're not being able to actually get out and see these things, that's got to make for a real difficult job.
Well, looking at the scouting side, this is hopefully it's the only year that scouts ever have to go through this, and even WHL programs and Junior A programs with the limited income they have, and all their budgets are affected, and you're looking at that, the demographics and logistics of how they're doing things. Like, thankfully, we live in an era where technology can at least try to balance some of it out. Most scouts, and this is most of the ones I talk to, that would rather be here in person than watch online, but they'll at least watch it online to get some idea so they understand who the players are. But it's definitely going to be a tough go for them, and and that goes back on the programs, the coaches that are making sure the information's getting out to the right people, and the guys know exactly what players are where and whatnot, and and I think something we should touch on too is that the draft is to me the draft is it's a celebration of hockey. If you're lucky enough to be drafted, and you think about all the kids across Western Canada, the United States, that play this game and that have the opportunity to be drafted, it's in some ways you have to be not just that 1 in 100, but that 1 in 1,000 kid to get drafted in some cases. When you're looking at how they tear down kids, and you're looking at province to province, each regional scout brings their group of kids they bring in, and the war room kind of decides, the management decides what players they need, what their needs are in the program. It's definitely a long, drawn-out process for these programs for sure. So I'm definitely I know from the people I know within the scouting world, I know those guys are working like heck to try to make sure they phone as many people as possible to get some information and whatnot. And hats off to those guys. They do a job most people wouldn't do. And people think there's a lot of glitz and glamour to hockey, and they see the music going on in the rink and that, but the amount of hours that goes into picking a player and having a scout get sleepless nights in hotels, eating bad popcorn, drinking rink coffee that tastes like brown water, those guys should all get hero awards for some of the jobs they do, those guys.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Something that I think about as they're speaking there, I'd like to thank everybody that has, logged in, tuned in, logged on, whatever you want to call it, to join us for today's live stream. Today's live stream being complimentary, that's pretty easy for, if you're a hockey fan, you want to come on out and see a game. Free is always good. But something that I should remind all you hockey fans moving forward, any of the teams that are taking part in trying to bring this experience home to some of the people that aren't able to be here, the only way that we can really afford to do this is to have people, spend their $5 or $6 like they normally would in an off-COVID year where they would be attending a game. So, I mean, the budgets for any of these Bantam AA teams and the parents, they certainly put a lot of money out of their pockets to have the kids play the sport. So, I mean, I would encourage you all, if you're enjoying what you're seeing here today of this live stream coverage, look to your favorite teams that you want to be following and follow them on Twitter and Facebook and wherever they might have their different things posted, and look for these game stream links. Log on, spend your $6, sit at home with a coffee in your hand or pull something out of your beer fridge and enjoy the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree, especially in a year like this when, this is unprecedented, and as I said before, I hope it's the only year we ever face with this, but you never know with the situation moving forward and what possibly the new norm could be. I mean, technology might be our link to watching minor sports, and that $5, $6, the cost, as long as people are willing to spend it, it's a service that's very worthwhile, and I certainly hope people take full advantage of that, because it's promoting their own family members, it's promoting somebody else's family members, and most of all, you're helping a kid have a better life. And for some of these kids, this is a great experience for them. Actually, for all of them, it's a great experience for them. I mean, there's one thing about hockey I can say is I could have the worst day or the best day at work, but it doesn't compare to any day at a rink. And I think there wouldn't be too many hockey dads, hockey coaches, hockey players, hockey moms, hockey grandparents. I don't think there'd be too many people that ever disagree with that assertion, for sure.
No, I agree 100%. Teams starting to take the ice here for the third period, about to start. So as we start the third period, just a reminder here, score 6-2 Generals, shots very close, 26-24 for the Generals, and Prince Albert is going to start the third period on a power play for nearly a full 2 minutes. 1:56 remains in the penalty to Jonah Marshall, where he took a tripping penalty just towards the end of the second period there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Pirates answer here. If they can, if Prince Albert can push for a quick goal here, it might make for an interesting third period. My fear with the boys here is, they're down 6-2 and they might be a little bit fatigued. But let's just see how they answer in this answer the call here.
Well, they certainly got some momentum off of penalty, the power play they took, or they had, I guess, in the mid part of the second. I mean, if they can come up with that again, I agree with you. This could be a very interesting third period.
Good puck possession movement down here. The Pirates are working their power play down low with a turnover there.
Well, there wasn't a lot of give up in that guy. That was number 15, Sam Wardell, 2007. He's one of our younger boys, but nice to see that he sees a little opportunity, sees a little light, and he went for it.
Absolutely. He read that lane perfectly, and just showed good puck aggression right there, and drove that lane and just went straight north-south and went hard at the net. Pirates seem to be struggling with their power play. They've had 3 turnovers here, and the Generals have put that puck deep in the end, killing valuable time on that power play. Looks like the Generals here have taken another penalty. I believe it's Tanner Cleasy for boarding. That's Tanner's third penalty. I think Tanner took his nasty pills today because he's definitely playing with an edge out there today.
I'm going to keep my comments to myself for the moment, Kevin.
I don't blame you, Dad. I'm the same way.
Penalty number 14, Tanner Cleasy, 2 minutes for charging, final penalty, 149.
Once again, I've been informed by Jeff Cleasy that that penalty might have been caused by his mother, Glenda Cleasy.
We can certainly have some fun here. It's not like we're getting paid doing this, right? This is I don't expect that I'm going to be getting a call from TSN anytime soon.
Oh, I was at the impression Sportsnet was watching us. Looks like we have possibly another penalty here. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe too many men.
I didn't catch it at all. I didn't even see an arm up, but the whistle blew, and I have no idea why at this point.
So Dane Henry made a rush into the zone, and we're not quite sure. The refs blew that down, but we're not sure what Oh, yeah, it looks like there was a penalty called against the Generals.
I'm wondering if it's a...
was it too many men?
Too many men,
I think it might have been, yeah.
I think there was maybe a little discombobulation on the bench there when they were coming past, and now the Generals are sitting at 5-on-3.
Yeah, 5-on-3. This is Prince Albert. It's a great opportunity for Prince Albert if they can make hay here, see if we can...
Penalty, too many men on the ice. Served by number 18, Reed Wandler. Time of the penalty, 1:58.
So yeah, as suspected there, it was a little bit of a bench minor type of thing, and too many men on the ice being served by number 18, Reed Wandler. 22 seconds left in the penalty to Cleasy, and then we'll be back to 5-on-4. Minute 23 left in the penalty to Wandler at this point.
Pirates working down low. Henry and Burden working down low. Feeds it across to Bramitz. And for a goal.
That was a good tip.
Bramitz
came in from the point, and I'm not sure who got a stick on that, but a little tip in front and put it into the corner past David Drabick.
Yeah, so Jordy Bramitz fed that over to Dane Henry with a one-timer. Looks like it was tipped in by number 18, Owen Nelson. That's Nelson from Henry to Bramitz.
That's a nice-looking goal.
Yeah, it actually, it makes it 6-3 with 16:06 left. And I believe there's still a minute left on that. Oh no, looks like we're back to 5-on-5 now.
Yeah, Cleasy was out prior to the goal scored, so the one remaining in there for the too many men to Wandler served that penalty is coming out, and we're back to 5-on-5.
5-on-5, yes. And shots 28-27 favoring the Generals, and Prince Albert sort of seems to be waking up again like they did in the second period. So.
Yeah, it's pretty clear, as we mentioned earlier, that the Generals certainly need to stay the hell out of the box.
I think the Generals, I think the key for Coach Scott and company this week will be talking about discipline. I'm sure he'll have a few conversations about that.
Assistant Nash Kaminsky, number 16, and number 7, Dane Henry.
Prince Albert, a little bit of pressure on 5-on-5. A nice play by Simmons, and Rieger kind of missed it on the rebound, but both teams seem to stepped up their game here. A little bit more intensity on the ice.
Yeah, shots deadlocked at 28 apiece here right now. 14:39 left in the third period. 6-3 Generals, but I would agree with you, Kevin. This is a very evenly played game at this moment.
Just to point out a player I've really taken a shining to on Prince Albert is number 20, Seth Otterson. That young man, this is his first season in AA hockey, and that's a perfect example of a bit of a late bloomer that has stepped up his game, and he's very, very, very aggressive, and I just love the way that kid there's no quit to him. Josh Henry hold it in. Good shot from the point there from Jonah Marshall, and Josh takes her in the glove and stops the play.
Well, one thing that I've got to give a shout out to Raiden Zacharias on that last play. The Generals entered the zone where a couple of the other guys had peeled off for a line change. He recognized that very well, and he bought himself some time and waited for some recruits to come and help him out. And no real shot generated, but at that moment, it was pretty interesting to be able to hold the zone by yourself.
Well, there's an example of Raiden's he's really been a top player for a few years, and he understands, like, he has that patience, he has that maturity, and he doesn't panic, right? He's always thinking of that next play. So 12:53 here left in the third. Generals up 6-3, shots 30-28. Last few minutes here, last about 3-4 minutes, we've seen some good back and forth play here. Generals seem to be pressing a little bit more right now, though.
Well, Logan Pickford able to get to that loose puck. I'm not sure where the original shot came from, but rattled off a couple of legs, maybe off the goalie, and kind of just laid out right in the front. And the first guy to get to it happened to be Logan Pickford. A little backhand and puts that one away for the General's 7th goal.
Well, once again, it just shows another example of. We sound like broken records up here, but another example of Pickford's not the player you want to let have him open in the O-zone anywhere near the puck.
The assist on that 7th goal by Pickford goes to number 15, Sam Wardell. Well, you got Raiden Zacharias and Cleasy coming at you full bore, and they were unable to find the back of the net. I got to give the goalie credit. There was a little bit of a loose puck situation right in front of him on the doorstep, but Josh Henry was able to find that and cause a whistle.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice play by Josh. You get the glove on that puck and stop that play, because those two definitely don't want those two coming at you.
Ooh.
Big hit by Rieger there.
Oh, Zacharias comes straight in. Nice timing. I'll give him credit. That's an experienced goal right there. When you get that goaltender to open up and you find the time to put it right down 5-hole, that's experience right there.
Absolutely. Raiden read that. He went 5-hole. He didn't telegraph that. He just knew exactly where to put that puck. He knew where that puck was going before even let that shot off. Very, very nice goal.
So 11:10 left in the third. 8-3 Generals.
Saskatoon Generals, 8 goals for number 5, Raiden Zacharias. Number 19 is Carson Harder. Time of the goal, 11:10. That's Zacharias and Harder.
And here, I believe at the 5-minute mark left the third period, I'll have to excuse myself there from the broadcast, because I got to head over to Saskatoon Center for the Battle for AAA Stars game versus the Contacts at 7 p.m. So I got my other son playing in that one. So it's a National Henry Hockey Day here.
I'll do my best to keep this show going on my own then, Kevin.
I'm sure you'll be fine. I have to really say, when I watch Ava in net there, Ava, is it Dubnik or?
Drabek.
Drabek, sorry, I must have said that 20 times wrong, this broadcast, Drabek. She is very calm in that net. There is no panic to that young lady at all. Great save by Henry. That was an excellent save and nice offensive play by the Generals, as that puck went right across, and Jonah Marshall was essentially the F4, went down low for the low side shot, and great play on both ends.
Yeah, very well executed one-timer there, and played very well by the Pirates' Tendy.
I think with the next broadcast, I think Jeff Cleese should introduce the Kiss Cam. We'll start with him and Glenda off the next broadcast.
Oh boy! I hope everybody at home is having as much fun as we are.
We're not even drinking.
Yeah, my wife is sitting relatively close, but she's not hearing what we're saying. I certainly hope she doesn't listen to this repeat of this broadcast. Anyways, while we were having some fun, I'm not exactly sure who scored, but the Generals picked up another goal. We're sitting at 9-3 Generals, 9:07 left in the third period. I'll get you the goal and the credits momentarily. That General's 9th goal was Zacharias.
Yeah, Rain
from Pickford once again. Yeah.
I'm starting to sense a trend with the Generals when I listen to their goals.
Oh.
Great move by Tanner. He's driving his lane down wide.
The Pirates were away 2-on-1.
Oh, great defensive play by the Generals.
Number 4, Drew Walters, was able to get back and get a stick on that. Great move.
Good shot block, yeah, by Brian Rieger. He's going in on a... Oh, off the post.
Yeah, just off the outside of the post. Another pickup by Dane Henry. A little puck misplay there on the Generals' blue line resulted in another shot on Ava Drabeck. Like Zacharias is off on his own. Well, he's getting a little bit of help from Wardell jumping into the play. And now we're back 2-on-1 again. Well, good patience there. Raynad had a guy all over him, but he was able to keep body position on it, get right past the goalie, outweighted the goalie, and that's a great heads-up goal.
Well, and you watch, if we had replayability, you watch Otterson, he knew to keep, Raiden knew to keep Otterson to his inside. He kept that puck outside, good puck protection, and you're right, no panic at all. He knew exactly, once again, he knew what he wanted to do with that puck immediately. There was just no hesitation to that young man. Well, I'm going to have to bid you adieu with 5 minutes left here. I want to thank Jeff Cleasy and the Generals organization for setting all this up and definitely making it enjoyable for hopefully for the family and friends who are watching this at home. And just want to on a personal note, want to thank the Langham Minor Hockey Association as I ran skills out there this morning. It's been a long day today. I've been up since 5:30 this morning and 3 ice sessions at my age. That's almost like death to my knees to be on the ice that much. So thanks a lot, Jeff. I really appreciate this, and I guess we'll see you guys in about 7 days. Or when is it 7? When do we play
I
next?
think we were next Friday at 8. As we're talking here, PA was able to throw another puck into the back of the Generals net, making it 10-4. I'm not sure. Did you see who scored it?
I believe it was Thomas Sear, RO7 D-man. Thomas Sear, I believe, scored. I didn't pick up on who got the assist on that one, though. We should hear that shortly.
We'll get that right away, and we'll announce the credits as soon as we know.
Thomas Sear, assist number 17, Keelan Simmons, and number 8, Liam Fletcher.
So the Pirates' fourth goal was scored by number 5, Thomas Sear, assisted by number 17, Kellen Simmons, and by number 8, Liam Flett. 4:22 remains in the third period. Shots quite close, 36-33 for the Generals. Score is 10-4 for the Generals. I'd like to take a moment to thank Kevin Henry for joining me here today. I know you got to take off a few minutes early, and I'll hopefully try to man the fort for the last few minutes here on my own. But thanks very much for an enjoyable chat while we're watching the game here.
Oh, absolutely. I love doing this. Anything with hockey, I'm always a fan and always willing to volunteer, as are most hockey parents out there. Yeah, and also what I was talking before, I just want to thank Cody Adamus out at Langham Minor Hockey, for allowing me to work with those young kids out there. I really sure enjoy working with the grassroots kids in those rural areas. It's nice to see those kids work hard. And great goal once again by the Generals.
Wow, nice shot. I believe that was number 15, Sam Wardell. Just up under the bar. I think maybe even caught a little crossbar and down.
Yeah, I believe that went bar down. That was a great shot.
Yeah, that's tough for near any goalie. So how's the little guys like? That's, if you're, like you say, you need some of your performance coaching and whatnot, when you're working with the little guys, isn't that where they're always looking for it? Where Mama hides the cookies?
Yeah, well, everything's bar down or toe drags with little guys. They all want to do them. They don't care about skating. They just want to know what gets them to score goals. But it's awesome. Those kids they're awesome to work with. They're nice kids and good families, and they're all everyone's there with their coffee cup. Whatever numbers are allowed at this point, I better make sure I state that clearly. And I had this one young girl out there. Her name was Lori. She was, oh my God, 7-year-old, and she had me giggling the whole time this morning. So there's always that side of it too. So.
Well, nice attempt by defenseman number 10, Jonah Marshall. He got a pass out there to him that probably wasn't the most ideal of passes, but he recognized that he had a man on, kind of stepped out in front of him, and still was able to get into the net to get a shot away that obviously didn't connect up and out of play. Well, as I'm out here all by my lonesome now, we are sitting at 1:30 left in the third period. 11-4 the score. Generals controlling the play down in the PA end at this point. And another shot, but Josh Henry able to stand in there again. He has seen a total of 40 shots right now, and some of which are in tight, some of which are some real quality shots. So, I mean, as we spoke earlier, I really got to say, for an 07 goalie, with maybe not quite as much experience as some of the other attendees out there. This experience that he's been getting the last couple of games here that I've been able to see, I really got to say, I mean, he's kind of coming into his play here a little bit. That puck up into the netting for a stoppage in play. 35 seconds left in the third period. I'll take a moment again to give a shout out to Chris and the guys at Saskatoon Audio Visual for capturing the game, streaming the game for you all to enjoy from home. So as the whistle blows or the buzzer goes, we've got a final score of Generals 11, the Prince Albert Pirates 4. Shots on goal 40 for the Generals, 34 for the Prince Albert Pirates. I hope you've all enjoyed your time with me here today. Be looking on our Generals Twitter page at Generals SAAHL for the posts for the next game stream links. That'll go out usually about a day or two ahead of our next game. The next game for both these teams, considering that we're going to be playing each other 2 more times next weekend. Next one being on Friday, November the 20th at 8 p.m. in Prince Albert at the PA Kinsman Arena. We will be streaming that game as well, so look for that game stream link. That's it for me for the moment here today. Thank you very much for joining me. And on behalf of myself, Jeff Cleasy, and Kevin Henry, no longer here with me, had to take off early.